Well, hey, everybody. Good evening. Happy TGIF special edition of the Touchdown Talk coming to you live on a Friday evening rather than our normal Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Getting a jump on this weekend. Not able to do tomorrow. So Pablo so graciously said, yeah, I can come on. We could do the show early. So you guys are kind of getting a treat. You're welcome, actually. You're welcome. We're giving you the treat of coming on one day earlier here on YouTube, or if you're watching on Twitch or Facebook. And you're probably going to be listening to us on Radio Garden State as well, because we'll also have your audio version will still happen at 10 a.m. on Radio Garden State. But hey, everybody, welcome to the Touchdown Talk. My name's Chris, and I am joined by my awesome co-host, Mr. Pablo Martinez. Pablo, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, Chris. Happy Friday night to you and to all.
Yes.
October 24th, here we are, doing some previews of matchups for Week 8.
Yes.
Now, the second half of our regular season has started, and we had a pretty cool Thursday night game to watch yesterday.
Man, that Thursday night game, wow, what a lopsided blowout that was. Holy smokes. That was tough to watch.
Yeah, I mean, but it was interesting too to see, some great players, confirm that they're here to stay. Here, we can get into it just a little bit, but Kimani Vidal, like this dude is just nonstop. He just keeps going. It makes me wonder, what happens when Omarion Hampton comes back. Like, you can't just put this kid on the shelf and tell him to go away. He's here to stay, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think that he's really impressed. I mean, obviously he's in a role. He's in the running back one role. Omarion Hampton went down, and that was that. And he has totally risen to the occasion. Like, I think when Omarion Hampton comes back, I think the Chargers are going to have a real tough decision to make. I mean, you basically have two RB1s on this team, and I mean.
Problem.
It's a great problem to have, so are they going to wind up moving into a committee format, or are they going to trade one away, so there's either way. I think that it's a win-win for the Chargers for sure to be able to get that much talent on a team. When you're looking at that running back position, which is, as we've seen, the position that seems to like just go down very fast. A lot of injuries very, very fast. I mean, I'd say it seems like half the league has lost their starting running backs in the NFL in week, by the time we've gotten to week 8, it looks like half the week's been decimated already with guys out on injury.
It has been a tough
It feels
season
like
so
it.
far.
Yeah,
But,
it certainly feels like it.
But there's always somebody else coming up behind that. There's always a backup that's interesting to find and stash and to acquire. So
yeah,
that's part of the fun of the game too.
That is the fun of the game, man. Trying to find that waiver wire ad, that sleeper hit that you can get onto your team, and you take a risk. And sometimes it pays dividends, and sometimes it's a complete bust. And talking about busts, let's get into it, because I want to go into week 8 and what's coming up. As we said, already a Thursday night game that happened, but let's just talk about some of the notable busts that happened over last week, or week 7. So, I asked everybody in our league, the LOMP league, what they I thought who were busts for the week, and we got a lot of answers. I mean, so let me go through this list real quick, because I thought it was interesting, and this seems to kind of be, this wasn't just our league. I feel like this is anybody who has these players on their team, anybody who's a manager of these players kind of felt it. So for me, I had Shepard, Jared Goff, and K9 were like complete busts for me, especially the K9 Charbonnet stuff going on in Seattle is killing me. And K9 did not have a good game. Did not have a good weekend. Neither did Goff, and Shepard was barely targeted in that game, and so he was a bust for me. Some other busts that we got: Waddle and Chubb, busts for the week.
Yeah. It's tough when you're handed those cards and you don't expect it, especially for Kenneth Walker, for example. Charbonnet has been getting so much more relevance with Walker healthy, because that was typically the scenario where we felt Charbonnet would be valuable is in case Walker goes down, because he was always so prone to injury. But he's there, yet Charbonnet is getting so much valuable attention.
Yeah, he really is. And I mean, and I do have Charbonnet on my team, and it's been like, who do I start? And I swear I was getting to the point where I'm just going to start both of them because I don't know what's going to happen. It almost seems like Charbonnet is the 1-2 start over K9, but you're like, but he's still listed as running back 1 on the chart, on a depth chart, but yet Charbonnet is the one getting the fantasy points. So it's a very interesting situation over there in Seattle. So some other notable duds. Laporta, not, I think he maybe targeted twice, I think, in that game. Nothing. Basically, I think he put up 0 points for me, Sam Laporta.
That was a hard one too. Yeah, he had been having a little bit of a better season compared to last year, and I think that part of Laporta's success until now had come at the expense of Jameson Williams, one of the wide receivers that I, for one, was very excited to see this season because I thought
Yes.
he would really be taking a step forward.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of felt like maybe it was Laporta who was taking a little bit of those targets away from him, but this past weekend, that wasn't the case for Laporta.
No, not at all. Another couple names: Caleb Williams and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I know Viviana who's sitting there. She was doing it. But I all around. I mean, is what you've been hearing about on all other fantasy shows and everything is Saquon Barkley just not the fantasy producer that he was last year, and I mean just Philly's offense as a whole has not been fantasy producing the way they were last year. And Saquon's definitely been a thing. Went first, like he was, drafted very, very high in everybody's drafts. Drafted very high, first round picks all around. And I don't think, as far as a fantasy return has gone, and he's still Saquon Barkley, right? But as far as a fantasy return, no, it's been not a great season for fantasy owners of Saquon Barkley.
It has been rough. It definitely has been difficult for Saquon managers, but it maybe was a little bit to be expected. I mean, those repeat seasons are super super hard to come across.
Right.
When a running back especially has such a massive production like Saquon did in 2024, it's super hard to expect him to be able to keep up that momentum. But
I mean,
he's still very valuable though.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you've got him in your running back room, first of all, be thankful that he's still healthy because, as we said at the top, a lot of these guys are not making it through the whole season. It feels like we said, half the league is hurt a running back position. So the fact that you've made it into week 8 and Saquon, who has been accident prone in the past, is still there and still healthy. So be happy for that. Another couple names here and then we'll move on. Ashton Genty and as we saw, Carson Wentz last night. I mean, you got to feel the dude came off the couch, started playing, and man, yesterday he literally got his ass beat. And, he let it get to him with frustration and all that. I don't blame him. He definitely was left out to dry last night. And anybody that has him on their team, you definitely are like scratching your head, man. Like if you started him again this week, maybe because you didn't have anybody else, because this is all these teams on bye this week. What is it? 6 teams on bye this week, or it's by Mageddon. So you may have been stuck with having to start him, and I'm sorry that you got stuck starting him. But man, 2 weeks in a row, just not fantasy relevant. Oh, we got some comments coming
terrible.
in here.
It was terrible. And it's difficult. It was difficult to not start him if you were in a pinch with so many teams on a bye. But it's not looking great for Wentz. I would imagine that as soon as JJ McCarthy is healthy, he'll be back out there as soon as possible.
Yeah, and Ashton Genty, that's another name that's come up, man. That is a guy that everybody was hot on him and just has not been producing from a fantasy perspective at all. Fantasy points wise, not doing it, not getting it done for a lot of teams.
No, not at all. Not at all. I was actually talking to your brother about that.
Yeah.
Recently. The case with Genty reminds me a lot of what happened with Bijan in his rookie season. This is
Right,
going to
right.
be an outstanding elite player, guaranteed for sure for a long time. But his first season as a pro happens to be on a team that's not really
They're not
in a
good.
setting that's favorable for him. Right,
No,
exactly. I
they're
mean,
not a good team. At
what
least
can we
right now, they're
expect?
not.
No.
Yeah, it's tough. It's absolutely tough for sure. All right, and of course, anybody who was stuck with Justin Fields, I think Justin Fields, other than the first game of the season, has been horrible. Has been absolutely horrible. And right now, don't even know if he is starting right now. As of tonight, Friday night, the Jets still have not named their starting quarterback going into Sunday. Now, Tyrod Taylor does have an injury and is questionable, so they may be just forced to start Fields if Tyrod's not playing. But as of now, they have not announced the starting quarterback for Sunday's game.
Yeah,
As
that's
of
a
now,
tough one. I'm gonna say when week one came around, I believed it. I thought
he
Fields
looked
was
great.
the dude.
They
Yeah,
lost the
yeah,
game, but he balled. He looked great. I was
yeah,
like, man, the Jets are gonna, if he keeps playing at this level, Jets are gonna be just fine.
yeah.
And then they weren't.
No, and then they were not. No, and they haven't won a game yet, and I think that's part of the problem too. Like when a team doesn't win games,
Yeah,
no matter how well or okay the quarterback play is, they need to win games. So,
yeah,
um,
absolutely. And then two more names here that were a bust, and then we're gonna move on here. Duds of the week: George Kittle
mhm,
and Christian
painful.
McCaffrey. 0 points.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey had a good game. It was Luke McCaffrey who had zero
Yeah,
points. I
Luke
had them both.
McCaffrey. Sorry.
I
Yes,
had
Luke
them both,
McCaffrey.
man.
Thank you. Yeah,
Oh,
you had both
so
McCaffreys.
yeah, I played Luke McCaffrey because Debo was out, and I figured,
Yeah,
okay, really favorable matchup against Dallas. With Debo out, McCaffrey's very, very likely to
yeah,
have at least a catch.
yeah.
Nothing,
Nothing.
nothing,
Nothing came
nothing,
his way. 0.0
nothing.
points,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, very,
So
very difficult. But
that was duds.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's the game.
Yeah. So if anybody else out there, if you have any more duds of the week, let us know. I think we covered a lot of them, but if there's somebody on your team you really wanted to be performing or somebody you're like, should I be dropping this guy? This guy is a dud. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Drop it in the chat. So before we move on, we did get a question here from Titan Style. He is asking, let's see. Sorry. Oh, so he's telling us what he has here. All right. So I'm going to try to read through this. So at QB, he has Dak, wide receivers, Chase, Ladd, JMO, okay, Hunter, Ridley, and Tez.
Okay.
Okay. Running backs, Saquon, Vidal, who we were talking about, Kamara, Stevenson, ETN, and Marks. What would you offer for Nico? Nico's owner is set at wide receiver in his last place at 2-5. And
Okay.
he goes on to say he was thinking Kamara and ETN, and he said, by the way, I'm 4-3 in fourth place.
Okay.
So great question here, Titan Style. Excellent question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's trying to he wants to go for Nico. And he's saying that the owner of Nico is set at wide receiver, but sitting in last place at 2-5.
Okay, this might be a good time to make a trade offer for Nico Collins. He's been ruled out already for Week 8 with a concussion, but hoping that he can clear this concussion situation rather quickly. It's not something that should hold him back or make him slow to start once he is active again. So it's actually a prime time to trade for Nico, I think.
Yeah, he actually wrote it. Figured Nico is good, buy low. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So in terms of what to trade,
so you're saying he's set at wide receiver. So if he's good at wide receiver, then really your bargaining chip is a running back.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just talking to Viviana about this as the Saquon manager in our league.
Mm-hmm.
Moving Saquon still has a big name, still has tremendous value, still has a really good schedule rest of the season.
He does, yes.
So is that a piece that fantasy managers out there are going to feel comfortable moving away. I mean, Nico Collins is certainly also a very, very top candidate in the wide receiver position.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we feel about uh, parting ways with Saquon with this lineup? We got Kimani Vidal,
Mm.
Alvin Kamara, Stevenson, Etienne, and Marks.
I mean, definitely has enough firepower there. So, I mean, while Saquon, and we were just talking about like Saquon's a great weapon to have. Hasn't been putting up so far the fantasy points, but we're halfway through the season, so a lot of that can change as the season goes on. But he does have a lot of value. I almost feel like, I mean, I guess it's a 1-for-1. I would almost even get a little something else in there too, but
I mean, yeah,
it doesn't hurt to
you're
ask.
ambitious, maybe. No, of course not. Of course not. That
I
might not be a
mean,
bad option to try out.
yeah, I mean, especially just so you feel like you get a little something, or maybe I don't know who you have as maybe a backup QB, so maybe he's got maybe a less. I don't know, just to get another QB on your bench or something, um, but yeah, I would feel comfortable saying Saquon, but I would try to get a little more juice if I was going to give up Saquon, just because, and see what happens.
Absolutely. No, and
Crazy like that.
maybe there's an option to package it as well. Offering Saquon. I'm not saying you have to
Yeah.
offer Saquon.
Right.
You got a lot of other options there on that team, but throwing Saquon into a deal gives room for, like you said, maybe asking for Nico plus something if you were to package Saquon with another player as well.
Yeah, he's just saying, just to follow up here, Titans Style, saying, I've thought about that long and hard, but I think I need to let it ride with Saquon. My league is extremely low on him. Best offer I've gotten is Garrett Wilson and Swift, which I hate the idea of doing. He's also saying, because we did bring up the QB, I have Burrow on my IR for the Chase stack in the playoffs. Okay,
Nice,
good,
nice.
good, good. Yeah, I
Fingers
mean,
crossed we get Burrow back.
yeah, for real. I mean, listen, I still think Saquon. I think anybody would be crazy to not take Saquon in a trade. I think your league might be low on him, but I think that's wild to me that somebody would not trade Saquon for, like, especially if you need running back. I mean, the only other name that I would throw in there, and we'll move on here, is I mean, Vidal would be another. Just especially we were just talking about, he was so hot, he's looking great. He'd be the only other, because I don't know if I'd want to part. I mean, Ramondre, Etienne, Marks, they're good, but for Nico Collins, I think you're gonna have to wind up offering. You may have to you may have to package that to get a Nico. I think Vidal on his own would be enough to get Nico.
Yeah, I think you could probably put a package deal there with Vidal and maybe shoot for Nico if you don't want to part with Saquon. It's unfortunate, the Saquon situation, because I get what he's saying. People are not willing to pay enough for Saquon because
Right,
a
it's
lot
crazy
of
to
people
me.
just don't believe.
Right, which I think is nuts considering what you saw what he did last year, and it's like, especially if they start getting closer, if they do make the playoffs, and he stays healthy. So, all right. Well, hey, Titan Style, thanks so much for asking that question. And for anybody else out there watching, if you guys have any questions as we go along here, feel free to shoot it in the chat and we will get to it and answer it. So, want to move into some start and sits here, Pablo. I want to get your feeling on it. Or actually, what you want to talk about? Should we just go through injuries real quick? Maybe we should rifle through some injuries.
Sure, let's bring that up.
Let's do that real quick, just to see, just to kind of rifle that off. So some injuries that I'm seeing on my side, and Pablo, feel free to dive in if there's anybody that we're missing here. Looks like Garrett Wilson is out again. Hyperextended knee, not playing. So we just talked about the quarterback situation in New York with the Jets, and even if Tyrod does start over Fields, they are missing one of their biggest offensive weapons in wide receiver position. Fortunately, still Brees Hall, but that definitely doesn't bode well for anybody who's at quarterback there in the Jets, because missing him now again is tough. So he's out. If you're on a defensive side, Sauce Gardner is also out. Suffered a concussion and is out in concussion protocol. Brees Hall, and we're just talking about that, saying he has a hip injury from a drop tackle in week 7. Has he officially been ruled out? Do you know, or is he still like that questionable?
No, not ruled out. We're all very optimistic that we can put Hall into our lineups, but he is questionable, so we'll have to keep an eye on that towards Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Landon Dickerson, guard for the Eagles, is out. Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, questionable with heel injury. Jalen Walker is the edge on the Falcons. He has a groin injury, did not practice. And of course, some bigger names here. Puka Nakua.
Puka out again. Yeah, that's
out again.
Yeah, I think the biggest ones that I can recall from last week are going to be that we're not going to have Jaden Daniels this weekend on the Washington Commanders.
Right.
Marcus Mariota will get a start at the quarterback position. We're also likely not going to have Bryce Young. So we're going to see Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, get his
Red Rifle, Red Rocket. Here he is, back.
Season.
Yeah. Another old timer here. We got to get him and Flacco and Rodgers all together.
At the quarterback position, the other big name is Lamar. Lamar's not confirmed yet to start. So
yeah, I was listening
on that.
I was listening to stuff even right before we came on the air, and it is going to be a game time decision. It's trending, but that could all change. So, I know everybody who has I have Rashad Bateman, who's been on my bench all season long because, he's got no one to throw to him.
Yeah. At wide receiver, we talked about Nico already being ruled out. A.J. Brown ruled out today also with a concussion. Or actually hamstring for A.J. Brown, sorry. Hamstring injury for A.J. Brown, ruled out for week 8. And the big one is Mike Evans. Went on IR with a broken collarbone and will probably miss the rest of the season.
I'm going to say he's got, I know they're trying to be like, he might be back. And I'm like, I don't know, man. He's got a broken collarbone. Like that's not like a 6 to 8 week thing.
Super, super tough. He actually also was riding an incredibly long streak of 1,000 yard seasons.
Yeah.
And that's likely, unfortunately, going to come to an end.
Yeah, that situation really stinks because he's obviously from a fantasy perspective a great producer, but what an amazing player. So to have him go down, Tampa has been riddled with injuries and different things. Fortunately they still have Buka there, so you've got that. Of course, Shepard, and then Tez has come on, Tez Johnson, and the other Johnson is in there too, the Johnsons. So. They've got some firepower there. Another couple quick names I want to throw out there too. Kyler Murray also still out, foot injury. And Josh Jacobs, not ruled out, but questionable with a calf issue. Now, he probably is going to play because he did play last week and it was the same thing. And he did play. But you still want to keep an eye on it. So it could be... Could be at the last second. Could be he doesn't play.
Yeah, latest reports are trending towards he's going to play in week 8. So hopefully that's the case. He had a pretty good week 7 matchup. So hopefully we can see him on the field again this next week.
Absolutely. So all right. Oh, very good. Oh, did we get we got another we got another question here?
All right.
Timothy 23933. You trading DK for Bowers? Oh, okay. Would you trade DK for Bowers? I'm good at wide receiver and need, in caps, all caps, need a tight end. So you're DK Metcalf for Brock Bowers.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on DK, Chris?
DK is good. Brock Bowers hasn't really been lighting the fantasy world up on fire. I feel like,
he's had injuries too.
He's had a lot of injuries. I feel like you could do better. I don't know if there's somebody else. If there's another tight end, I feel like you could do a little bit better than Brock Bowers.
I agree. I think, I traded DK away in our league, and I kind of regret it a little bit because he was having a really good season. His last game last week wasn't the best, but that's one game in single digits. Everything else he did this year has been pretty solid, pretty decent. So I think the rest of the schedule looks good. I like DK a little bit more than I like Bowers, especially considering his health this season. Bowers has kept him off the field a little more than I would prefer. So if you are good at wide receiver and want to trade DK away, I would maybe aim a little higher.
Yeah.
See if you can get if you're tight end needy. Who isn't, right? Because tight end is so difficult.
Yeah.
see what you can do about trying to get maybe Trey McBride
Ah,
or another player that might be a little more impactful for your team. George Kittle is very risky because he's just coming back from injury and just gave us all of those managers who had him a donut. So
yeah.
it's challenging to trade for George Kittle right now, but that would be the level of tight end that I would be aiming for if you can get him.
Yeah, I mean, even though I know Sam Laporte didn't put up good numbers last week, but he is a target in Detroit. Last week he did not do very good, but he has been pretty good. Even Zach Ertz has been put up a lot of fantasy points too. I mean, not lighting the world on fire, but maybe you can get a Zach Ertz with another package in there or something like that.
He's been getting it done. Yeah, the one thing I guess the main thing I don't like about Bowers is
Even
even when
Theo
he was
Johnson.
healthy. Yeah, yeah. With Bowers, the problem is their offense is not great, so that
Yeah.
really limits the ceiling that Bowers has. And
Well, it's the same thing that we're seeing with Ashton Genty. I mean,
right,
it's
exactly,
a bad.
exactly.
He's on a
So
bad team.
I definitely would prefer to keep Metcalf
Hmm.
over Bowers, and if you really need that tight end, I would aim for elsewhere.
Yeah. So there you go. Hopefully that helped there, Timothy 23933. Thank you for the question. Appreciate it. So let's get
Thank
into
you.
some of our start and sits for the week. I got a big list here. I'm going to shout out some names and I'll see if you think you should start them or if you should sit them.
All right, let's do it.
I think some of these are layups, but I'm just going to. Tyler Algier, start or sit.
So Algiers having a pretty decent season, playing behind Bijan, but still has been involved. So I want to say, depending on your options, this week with the bipocalypse that we have of 6 teams out in week 8, I'm gonna say that if you have Algier, you're likely not gonna have too many better options. So I would start him, even though I'm trying to take a second glance at the matchup and make sure that
Yeah,
that
they're playing Miami. This Atlanta's going to Miami, and I feel like
okay.
anybody playing against Miami is got a good shot.
Yeah, he is questionable. That's the one thing I would just keep an eye on. That you don't get surprised with Algier last minute, maybe not playing or not getting too many
Right.
opportunities because of injury.
All right, very good. Chase Brown, starter sit.
Chase Brown. So all right, so this is a really difficult one because
Yeah,
it's hard to sit Chase Brown,
it's tough,
but
man.
he's been less than great
Right.
and warrants the question of should we sit Chase Brown? They're playing against the Jets. The matchup isn't fantastic, and Chase Brown hasn't been getting it done. But I want to say that with the new quarterback change, there is hope.
Yeah.
There is a beam of light there
Yeah.
that might be positive. So I would start Chase Brown only because I wouldn't want to finally bench him and then have him blow up on my bench.
All right, very good. All right, here's one. Ramadre Stevenson, start or
Ramondre.
sit. Start or sit.
Ramondre. So Ramondre has had a really interesting season this year so far, and more so because having drafted such a high value running back in the rookie class this season put a lot of doubt on how much Ramondre's usage was going to be and how successful he was going to become, because everybody thought Henderson was going to take a lot of those
Yeah.
opportunities away. It hasn't been the case. Ramondre's still the RB1, firmly placed himself as the lead back on the team, and they have a really tough matchup this weekend. That's the one thing I would say. If with all of these buys you don't have a better option, throw him in there. Start
Mm,
Ramondre because it's hard to bench a guy who has been playing well.
right. All right, very good. And it is a tough matchup this week.
Yeah,
They
he's
got a
playing
tough one.
against Cleveland, so that's a hard one.
All right, Jalen Warren, start or sit.
Jalen Warren. I would say start Warren. I'm drawing a blank on the matchup for this weekend. I'm going to look him up now, but
Yeah, I gotta look up too.
he's been really really good. He was out with an injury for a few weeks, but since he's been back, he's been having better games. He has a difficult matchup against Green Bay
Yeah.
this week, but this is a revenge game for Aaron Rodgers. I bet they're going to draw up some really interesting plays to try to come out with a win. And I'm going to say that Warren's is a good play this week. I would start him.
All right. So getting into a couple other names here. So because we were talking a lot about quarterbacks, and we're in a bye week, by apocalypse here. And there's a lot of rentals going on, and there's guys that have been sitting on your bench that you've been waiting for this week and say, I just got to throw them in for this week. So some of these guys might have been starting for you all year long. Some of these guys, maybe some of you're slotting in because you have to. But here's a name. Right. Michael Penix. Are you starting or are you sitting him? And you may have to start him because you have no other choice.
Yeah.
But if you have a choice, should you be starting him?
That's a really tough one. I actually have him in our dirt league, and right now he's in my starting lineup because I have no other choice. But he is questionable. That's the one thing I'm going to highlight.
Right.
I mean, he hasn't been great, but he plays at home against Miami, so I do think that puts things in his favor by quite a bit. But he's dragging a knee injury, so that's where I'm not too optimistic about what's going to happen in Week 8 with Michael Penix. Hoping he clears that injury by Sunday and that we can just confidently start him. But that's the one worry. I doubt we'll have better options with so many teams on a bye this week.
Yeah. Nope. All right. Very good. All right. Here's some other names for you. George Pickens. Are you starting or sitting George Pickens this week?
So Pickens has now had his teammate at wide receiver come back, who is none other than CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee Lamb had a great week last week. Pickens did okay, but he's definitely took a step to the side in terms of relevance and who's the main wide receiver on the team.
Right. He's back to being wide receiver 2 on this team because obviously CD's back, and I have him on my team. So it's like, oh no, he's less points.
They have a super, super tough matchup against a good Denver defense in Mile High Stadium.
They did. We saw what happened. I mean, the Denver wasn't good except for that fourth quarter last week against the Giants. And the week before, they weren't great either in England. But it's still Denver. They're still a top-rated defense in this league. And, the only thing is Dallas has been, from a fantasy perspective, Dallas has been put up a lot of points. But it is a very tough matchup for Dallas based on Denver's rankings.
It is tough. I would say, depending on what other options you have, George Pickens is still probably a fine choice. But the matchup is hard, and now with CeeDee Lamb, it definitely makes things a little more challenging to start Pickens. But, I on my team, if I had him, which I don't, I likely wouldn't have a better option than him, so I would start him.
I'm starting him this week, but I don't really have – I got a lot of guys out this week, and, I've had him in. But even this week, with already out on bye, there's no one else out there. So I'm kind of glad I got him. Even if he gets half of what he normally gets, it's better than hopefully goose points. Goose, yeah. All right, here's Jalen Waddle. Poor Jalen Waddle. I personally feel like, once again, if you are back up against the wall and you got nobody, then I guess you got to start them. But man, oh man, I feel like it's hard to trust anybody on Miami offense unless it's like, Achane.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I'm going to say that I would take the chance only because, he's by far one of their best offensive weapons. He's the best receiver they have. They actually just lost Darren Waller, who had only been there for a game or two, but was getting a lot of attention and getting a lot of opportunities, Darren Waller. So now with him gone, who else is there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's not many.
I would definitely start Waddle, but maybe close my eyes and not watch that game.
It's not going to be a good game to watch. It's gonna be a tough one. So, we got a question here from Aaron. Reborn 7661. Question is, someone's offering me Quinshon Judkins, Nico Collins, and Xavier Worthy for Josh Jacobs, and Cooper Kupp. What do
I
you
like it.
think?
I like
All
it.
right. So you're being offered once again Quinshon Judkins, Nico Collins, and Xavier Worthy for Josh Jacobs and Cooper Kupp. What do you think? Well, I mean, I kind of like this. I
I
mean,
do.
Josh Jacobs is good, but we were talking about this a little bit. I mean, he's still good. I mean, he played through last week, and even if he does like not ultimately play, even though he's more than likely going to play, even if he just decides to not play, just to like rest or maybe plays half, I think he's going to be okay. So, and Cooper Kupp, I think is fine. I kind of like this.
So he's being offered Judkins and Nico
Yeah,
and
and then
Worthy. So he has
yes,
to give up. Aaron has to give up Josh Jacobs and Cooper Kupp. So
right,
my take on this is, out of all these players, Josh, you're giving up maybe the most valuable player in Josh Jacobs,
right.
but what you're getting in return looks really, really great.
That's what I'm thinking here. Like, yeah, he's a really good piece, but you're getting three really good pieces, all fantasy producers.
Yeah, Quinshon Judkins erupted last week for
Oh my
three
gosh.
touchdowns,
Yeah,
and he has a really great schedule rest of season.
he
So
does.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more of what we saw last week. I mean, not three touchdowns every weekend, but
No, but I think that he'll be getting some TDs.
he could go in terms of fantasy production. He could go toe to toe with Josh Jacobs, and then you're getting Nico Collins and Xavier Worthy for Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
I think
which
that
is pretty good.
Yeah, I think that I would really consider that trade if I were the Josh Jacobs and Cooper Kupp manager.
Yeah, I think if this was coming to me, I would absolutely really take this one. I think I'd be jumping on this, especially because even though Josh Jacobs, like, this is one of these things too. Like, Josh Jacobs is a really good piece, right? But if you're lacking in other spots on your team,
Right.
and these players can help fill those spots, then it's like it is absolutely worth it because we are in week 8 here, and you're starting to see the pack get separated a little bit in some leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the time. I mean, if you, this is the time, especially, I don't know where you are in the standings in your league, but, if you are a little weak on these spots, this is a really good trade to help plug in any holes if you're going to be going on a run or feel like you're maybe in that top 6 right now or top, that top part of your league that can be in playoffs. Now's the time to make that move for sure. And that's why I
Absolutely.
like this. So, and
Yeah,
like I said, I don't know what the rest of your team looks like here, but if that's how you're looking at it, I think it's smart.
I do too. I don't think Cooper Kupp is going to get it done for you. So being able to move him with Josh Jacobs, but to acquire these other three players is, I think, a move that I would make.
Yep, absolutely. So I hope that helped there, buddy. Good luck to you. All right. So is there anybody else you want to talk about before we move on, and maybe some defenses? Any other players here you think are worth bringing up? Start, sit.
There wasn't anyone off the top of my head right now that I've been debating on too much. So we can get into some defense, special teams if you want.
Yep. Okay, you got it. All right. Let's see. So on far as some defenses here, because we've got some interesting matchups here. So here's a couple. Indianapolis Colts going into playing the Titans. I would definitely be starting the Colts D. In fact, I picked them up. I forget which league I picked them up in, but I am starting the Colts D.
Colts D. They're
They're
playing the
playing.
Titans.
They're playing Tennessee this week.
Yeah, yeah. Any team playing against Tennessee is definitely a start team for sure. Let's see what other defenses
Other
are,
matchups we got here:
are
Atlanta Falcons
relevant.
playing the Dolphins.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Bills at Carolina. Bills defense going into Carolina. I mean, yeesh.
Well, against Andy Dalton, I would take the chance for sure.
Against the Red Rocket.
How do you feel about the Cincinnati defense has not been great, right?
No.
All season long they haven't. But they potentially are going up against Tyrod Taylor and the Jets. So how do we feel about maybe having to start Cincinnati this weekend?
I mean, I especially with the Jets' offense is a disaster, and they lost their big wide receiver weapon. Don't know who their quarterback's going to be. There's just a lot of turmoil going on. I think if Cincy's going to have a quote unquote get right game for defense, this is probably the game. The Jets are a really bad team. I think morally they're broken. I just feel like they just want to end this. If they could end the season now, they probably would. I think now would be the good time to put the Cincy. Like I think Cincy D will do pretty good, especially it just seems like nothing's going right for the Jets at all. So I think this
Yeah,
would be the week that I would start the Cincy D.
I would do the same. Yeah, I would take a chance. I think in
I
our
think this would be the
league,
week.
I might have them in my starting lineup. I do not, but I would definitely look at that
Yeah.
as an
How do you
option.
feel about starting Tampa over New Orleans?
Tampa Bay's defense over New Orleans. I think that's a fine play.
Yeah.
New Orleans has been iffy. Like they've had some games where they weren't so terrible, but many
Yeah.
that they were definitely a great target to have as an opposing defense. Tampa, I like Tampa Bay's defense. I think I would start them
I
this
do
week
too.
if I had the chance. Yeah,
So, what about the New England defense versus Cleveland? How do you feel about
that's a
that? Would you start that New England D going
into
into Cleveland?
to Cleveland. That's a little bit of a harder one, but again, I kind of feel like the situation with the rookie quarterback is very very delicate. He's been doing pretty good, he has been, but he is a rookie,
He
and
is.
you never know when that rookie game is gonna come out that where he's that rookie just
Mm-hmm.
comes out, those rookie mistakes come out, and maybe that's the defense that's gonna be favored and take advantage of that from a fantasy perspective. Um, sometimes some of the better defense are not available because they're all
Mm-hmm.
taken. So as a streaming defense, as a spot start, New England would be in play for me as well.
All right, and one last one. I think this is a tough one, but Giants D or Philly D?
Ooh, ooh, that is a tough one.
Who do you start?
Neither. I mean, I don't know. I want to say I probably would start. It is in Philly though, right?
It is in Philly. Giants are in Philly. Last time the Giants played Philly, embarrassed them on Thursday Night Football. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
It was at
Um,
home though.
yeah, and honestly, the Giants D was doing great in Denver until the fourth quarter collapsed. They played great up until the
Hmm.
fourth quarter.
Hmm.
Um, so, and the defense has been pretty good for the Giants the last. I know Denver was a complete collapse, but you know, I don't know. But Philly, I don't know, man. I feel like I would start the Giants D.
Yeah.
Burns is playing. Dex is still there. We are still missing our two top corners are gone. Those guys are both injured. They're out. They're not playing this weekend. So that does hurt, which is another reason why. It's not all the reasons, but it was a contributing factor to Denver coming back, losing your two-star corners.
Of course.
They knew it and they took their shots. But
Yeah. AJ Brown is also out, so at
and
least
AJ Brown's out.
for those corners not being there, it's a little bit favorable. What I was just saying about the rookie season and those mistakes that might when the rookie quarterback
Right.
is there, and you never know when those rookie mistakes might come out. I don't see that as something as probable with Jackson Dart, but
Right.
at the same time, you do never know. He is going into Philly first time. It's a difficult matchup. I want to say if I could avoid starting either of these defenses, I would probably do that. If not, if I had to choose one, I might choose the Philly defense only just because I think the odds are a little bit higher that maybe we don't see the production from the Giants offense, but they had a great game last time, so I'm hoping for another great game.
Right.
That's why I prefer not to start either. I'm hoping for a shootout and another great football game.
All right. Well, there you go. There you have it, everybody. All right. So if there's any other defenses, any other questions you have about start, sits, trades, who you should stream, all that stuff. Let us know. Drop it in the comments, and we will do our best to answer it. So I'd say let's move on to our league picks here. If you're unless there's another thing or topic you want to bring up before we move on to that, Pablo.
No, absolutely good. We can go into some picks, and we can look at our lineups and see what's going on there.
All right, so here we go. We'll start with our LOEMP League, the League of Extraordinarily Mediocre People. This is the 12-person league that both Pablo and I are in. Pablo, you are the commissioner of this league, or co-commissioner. I can't remember if it's commissioner or co-commissioner, but either way, you're a decision maker in this league. And this is we're a full PPR 12-person league, correct?
That is correct. Full PPR 12 team league, super flex with 3 starting wideouts and 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 regular flex.
And no kickers.
No kickers. Defense and no kickers.
Yep.
Also a keeper league. So keeping that keeper setting in mind, this is the time where you want to start to look at opportunities to acquire somebody that might be valuable to keep for next season.
Right, exactly. Great point. And with all this trade talk we've been talking about, and I don't know if some of these leagues that we've talked about are keeper leagues, but that is a very good point. In some of these, these trades going on, this may be a chance to acquire someone who you may want to keep on your team for next season, if that's the case. So, all right, let's look real quick. So we had some trades happen too. Even after today, like today, we had a good trade. Marcus Mariota and Alec Amor. We had Manja Magic and Scataboom make a trade here. And I think we were talking about this offline. I think this was a really good trade for both these teams. And you'll see as we look into it, both teams needed some help on both sides here. So I feel like for where both these teams are currently at on their roster, this was a good trade to make.
I think so too. I agree. I think that that they traded away pieces that may or may not have been expendable to each of them, depending on what the team needs were, especially with so many buys. It's hard to hold on to a player that you don't need to start.
Right.
So going out and trying to acquire somebody who can really help you this week is a smart move. I think it helps both teams quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at our current standings here, our top 6 teams, Team Keg sitting in number 1 at 5-2. Manja Magic sitting at 5-2. Both these teams have been flip-flopping each other each and every week, it seems like. Goff by Lawn, my team, leapfrogged this week.
Yeah.
Last week was Rivals Week in our league, and so everybody played the person in front of them in the standings, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to play and kind of see all the games go down. So Pablo and I switched spots. Number 4 is Scataboom. You, my friend, your team, Bark at the Moon, is sitting at 5. And Suck My Dicka is sitting at 6, followed by Keith's Cool Team, See These Nuts, Grudy McGruden Face, Super Lamera Brothers, Swift Kick in the Pits, and in last place, Go Suck a Dak at 2-5. And we still have a lot of teams all sitting at a lot of similar records. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 4-3 teams, 4 3-4 teams, and then 2 2-5 teams, and 2 5-2 teams. So still pretty wide open. Nobody's really. I mean, it's 11 and 12 are getting close to kind of point of no return. Not yet. I mean, if they can go on a run, they could easily get themselves out of this. But it's getting close. Getting close.
Yeah, those 2 and 5 teams are having a really, really hard time so far, and they're at the point where now another, they already got 5 losses out of 7 weeks. So to add more losses is really, really putting you on the edge of just not making it into that top 6. They're really only 2 wins behind 6th place, so it's not terrible right now. But now we do only have 7 games left.
Yeah,
and you're going to need to make up a lot of lost terrain. So you do need to put together several wins, at least 3 to 4 wins. Got to get some back-to-back wins too. So you are at a crucial point where another loss could be a really extremely high price to pay.
And I do want to point out that I am the total points leader in the league right now.
Still several weeks now.
Yeah,
leading the league in points.
Wait, here it is. Oh, there. There it goes. I'm gonna get my button together. But yes, still points league leader for now. Loving it. So all right, so let's get into our picks. I didn't look. Did Yahoo? I'm sure Yahoo designated a game of the week for us already, right?
Yes,
I didn't actually.
Did. Yeah. The game of the week for this year is none other than my co-host here, Goff My Lawn, versus Manja Magic.
There it is, number 3 versus number 2, and this is an interesting game matchup. This is I am definitely getting affected big time by this bye week. Both my starting quarterbacks, and I knew it when I did it during the draft, and both have a week 8 bye. So Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford both out on bye. I made a trade with my brother a few weeks ago to get Cam Ward and Chris Godwin, who's immediately went right out on injury. But I traded away Drake London for those two. At the time, I thought, I always liked Chris Godwin. I was like, wow, he's back. He's going to be good. And then, and then he played one game and now he's out again with another hurt fibula. Hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully it's not too serious. He'll be back. But I needed a quarterback to fill in this gap, knowing that this was coming. And so I made that move. So I got Cam Ward going up against Jordan Love. Good. She's got Jordan Love going. Right now, Manja Magic is the projected winner at 143 to my 128. And when you go down our different lineups here, Jamar Chase, Rashid Shaheed, George Pickens, as we were talking about earlier. She's got Romeo Doubs, Chris Olave, who the last couple of weeks has really helped me out big time. He's had 2 great games in a row, so that's been great. Going up against Troy Franklin, Rico Dowell going against Saquon, and we know Rico's done pretty well over the last few weeks with Chuba out. James Cook going up against Christian McCaffrey, and then our tight end Evan Ingram going against Mark Andrews, and then Chuba. You can see I'm kind of light, and I was like, you know what? They're going this running back by committee thing. I'm starting Chuba and I'm starting Rico, both of them. I don't really have much other. I mean, I have a couple other wide receiver options, but I'm just going with that. Going up against Ramondre Stevenson, and then in her trade to get Marcus Mariota in her super flex, and right now I'm stuck with Malik Washington in my super flex, and I started Indy D. Going into Tennessee, and of course she's got Pittsburgh D going. And man, it's just tough. I have Sterling Shepard on the bench, and I keep going back and forth whether I should be starting him or not. I started him last week, and I got completely snake bit by that. I think he got maybe 28 yards, if that. It was not a good night at all. I think I got 2 or 3 points from him. It was bad, and I was like, man. And it's clear, obviously Ibuka's the number 1 there now. And it seems like Tez is the number 2. And Shep is number 3, maybe even number 4. I don't know, behind like Kate Otten. So I'm having a hard time justifying starting Sterling Shepard, but I'm even having a harder time starting Malik Washington right now. So I don't know. I'm a little stuck on who I should be putting in that super flex or not. It's kind of lesser 2 evils,
It's difficult, man. It's difficult. I totally get what you're saying. I think one thing I want to highlight, and only because this just happened earlier this afternoon,
right?
That the trade incredibly boosted Manja's team
because
big time. She was also going to start a wide receiver in her super flex spot.
Yep.
And now is able to start Mariota. I mean, Mariota going into Arrowhead on a Monday night, that's tough sledding too. So it's not like it's a guarantee, but I would definitely like to start a quarterback if I could also.
I've been looking to see who in our league might want to make a last second trade. So putting it out there to our league, I'm open for business.
This is prime time to do that.
I'm open for business. So
search those teams, check out who has 3 starting quarterbacks this week, and see what we can do. You never know when somebody might be open to that trade.
Yeah. So I'm open for business, open to trade. So I am on the hunt. So I'm looking. So I'm happy to make a last minute trade here to make something happen for going into this week. But with all that being said, so we're here to pick the winner of what we think is going to happen. I I know I have an uphill battle this week. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but I feel like, if I can get another great game out of Jamar Chase like I did last week, holy cow, he could save my team.
He can make up for it.
He could make up for it. So if I can get a good game out of Jamar Chase, if Chris Olave can give me another big game, I don't know. There's a lot of what ifs here. I get that, but man, Jamar Chase, come on, he can propel me here. And maybe just maybe Cam Ward will have a decent game.
He can. I would say, yeah, I would definitely try to see what you could do about possibly making a trade.
Yeah.
But if not, I think your chances are still strong with such important players. And the I like the double running back in Carolina actually because they're both getting work. So
They are.
It's not like right. It's not like one of them is the backup. They're both getting. It's the 1A and 1B situation.
Yeah.
So start them both. Cross your fingers and best of luck to you. I am going to pick
Thanks.
Manja for the win though.
Yep, and you'd be smart considering she's probably sitting right there.
Close by.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, if I wasn't playing her, if it wasn't my team, if I wasn't the manager of this team, I'd probably pick Manja too. But because it is my team, I'm gonna go with some optimism and go for the upset against Manja Magic and leapfrog and get into second place.
Yeah.
All right. Moving along here. We'll go right down the line here then. Swift kick in the pits. So we have number 11 versus number 12 here. My brother, who was league champ. Oh, no, not league champ last year. Sorry, that was Wayne. But league champ the year before that is not having a good year. Usually always right in the mix. Usually always makes playoffs. But this year, oh my gosh, he is sitting in 11th place. And Kevin Williams' team sitting in also in 12th place. So go suck a dack. Such high expectations for both of these teams going in. Both had really good drafts too. But injuries have really left a mark here. Right now, Swift Kick in the Pits is projected to win at 133 to 116. But looking at our starting lineups here, Bo Nix versus Drake May. What do you think of that?
It's a good matchup. Both quarterbacks have been doing great. I want to say both of these teams are in a crucial game because one of them is going to lose.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt. But, yeah, it's surprising to see, both teams actually because Kevin Williams, his teams usually do very, very well. Your brother, I don't think I've ever seen your brother's team in the basement like this. So this is rare, but it's not something that these guys can't climb out of. Their teams, look at the teams, man.
I know.
You're looking at, you talked about the quarterbacks, but if you continue to go down the line, you got Drake London, CeeDee Lamb. On the other side, you got Justin Jefferson, and the list goes on. I mean, there are tons of great football players here, despite the fact that, they are having, some of them are having a little bit of some tough sledding here. Quentin Johnston,
0 points, nothing last. I mean, that was out. That's crazy to me.
So what do we think of this? Because he, to me, was the better of the three wide receivers.
Yes.
I mean, not that I want to say he was better than Ladd McConkey, but he was doing better out of all three of them by far.
Absolutely, yes.
So now what's happening? Like, are things settling back the way they should have been from the start, the way we kind of expected him to be at the start of the season?
Or was this just a game plan against Minnesota? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, they were going against a Brian Flores defense, so maybe they had a very specific game plan for that defense, and that's just how it shook out. But I don't know. I mean, I guess all we can do is wait to see what happens next week. And if the same thing happens again next week, then you might want to start thinking about benching him or, I don't know, putting him in a trade package.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
On the other side, Jordan Mason was started, and there are a lot of Jordan Mason managers out there. Right before game time, Aaron Jones was confirmed to be playing in the game, and it came at the expense of Jordan Mason. He only got 4 rushing attempts last night, and that hurt a lot. I don't think any of us expected him to get that little work.
No, I mean, literally 3 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very, very low game. So obviously that hurts. I mean, it kind of offsets a little bit that donut that Quentin Johnston put up on the other side of this matchup. So I want to say these two teams are still close, even though the projections right now favor Swift Kick in the Pits a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we did talk about Carson Wentz, and man, he just had a bad night last night, 11 points. So, looking at this, yeah, I would probably go with, I think I'm going to go with Swift kicking the pits for the win on this one.
I am too. I am too. But yeah, good luck to both of you guys.
Yeah, seriously, good luck, guys. And we will see. May the best team win on that one for sure. All right, we do have a quick question here. Thank you. Alex Flores, 1214 is asking, should he be starting DJ Moore or uh, Bill
Bill.
JCM, and it's a
So
full PPR.
So I want to say the fact that it's a full PPR, I'm going to lead towards DJ Moore personally out of the gate. That's my opinion. Uh, with the Washington quarterback change, I'm a little more hesitant on feeling that confident over Bill for this weekend. I don't know what are your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, we everybody loves Bill. I mean, he's been a great story for the NFL. But we're talking about fantasy here, and I think DJ Moore has got more of the upside in a full PPR.
Yep. Yeah, Washington's going into Kansas City too. I think
That's just another tough thing, especially Kansas City seems to have really found their groove.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, DJ Moore has got to go into Baltimore, but
Right, which also isn't easy, but Baltimore is a little bit more of a, they're a little bit more banged up in that way.
yeah, they've been had a little bit more this season, so I think the matchup is more favorable for the wide receiver in this one.
Yeah, so I would go with DJ Moore. So, Alex, hopefully that helps you there, but thank you for the question. All right, moving into next. Scataboom going up against Suck My Dicka. So we got number 4 going in number 6. And Tina's team is hurting right now, projected at 91 points versus Ken's team, Scataboom, who's projected at 151. She has a lot of her starting players either out on injury or bye. But looking at our starting QB lineups, Jackson Dart going up against Michael Penix Jr. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I definitely, even though the projection doesn't show it right now, I think I like Jackson Dart way better than Penix.
Yes.
Penix, we were talking about him earlier, has that knee injury that has him questionable at this moment. I do kind of like the matchup better for Penix, but overall, Dart is a must start. Like I can't think of many quarterbacks that I would choose to start over Dart. He's been fantastic, so I would stay in the flames with Jackson Dart, who's been hot.
Yeah, I would too. I think I would too. I would definitely stay with him. And of course, we were talking about Lad McConkey before. Nice game last night. 20 point or Thursday night. This was last night. 20 points there, 88 receiving yards. Going up against Hollywood Brown in Washington. Very low projections right now, but now that you've got sort of the full stack back again in KC, he is not getting as many looks as he was getting. So Buka, one of Ken's great pickups of the year in the draft. Buka, great, basically wide receiver 1 there right now in New Orleans with the injuries there. Xavier Legette, Darius Slayton, Luther Burden, Devon Achan going up against Pacheco. Of course, Cam Scattaboo, who is a must start if you have him. Do not bench him. He is a must start. He is the number 1 there. Going up against Kenneth Gainwell, Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, and of course, Tina loves her double tight end. She's going with Theo Johnson as well. The Alec Amor, who's the acquired player today from Manja Magic for Marcus Mariota. And then some Flacco Magic in the Superflex going up against Justin Fields, who right now is projected at 5.7 points and may or may not even play. We're not sure yet. That is still questionable.
Yeah, it's tough. It's super tough. Tina's team has been decimated with injuries. She's also got some of her key players on bye.
Yeah.
So we're down to Fields. Not even sure if he's going to play, but not a lot of other options available.
Yeah, I mean, the only other option I would maybe consider doing is swap if he doesn't play and she can't pick anybody up with throw Zach Ertz there. Then she goes 3 tight ends.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if Fields doesn't play, yeah, you could definitely start 3 tight ends this week.
Yeah. So I hate to say this is an easy one, but this is an easy one. Scataboom for the win.
Yep, same. Ken's team is really really strong, and he's probably going to come out with a win this weekend.
Yeah, more than likely for sure. All right, your team, my friend, Bark at the Moon, sitting at 4-3 and number 5 versus league champ from last year, Super Lamario Brothers, sitting at 3-4 in 10th place. And looking at both of your guys' lineups, you guys have some really good lineups going on. This is going to be an interesting game to watch. You got Aaron Rodgers rolling, and he's got Lamar Jackson, who is trending to play. Not official, but trending that way. But I guess we're going to have to see. So Wayne has got him in starting position, but that could be a game time change. That's a 1 p.m. game, too, so we'll have to see what happens there. But I like this. T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, Darnell Mooney, Wan'Dale Robinson. Great pick on Wayne's point because he's been basically the number one go-to there for the Giants. Debo, we were talking about that, going up against DJ Moore, Chase Brown, Javonte Williams, J.K. Dobbins, Derrick Henry, George Kittle, who screwed you last week, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully the same thing doesn't happen. Houston's not a very good football team, so hopefully they'll fare a lot better there. Harold Fannin Jr., Tony Pollard, Alvin Kamara, and Jalen Hurts in your super flex going up against Caleb Williams. And you're starting the Tampa D, Smart, my friend, going into New Orleans. And he is starting Buffalo going into Carolina. These projections are really tight. 139 to 141 in Super Lamario Brothers' favor. But I got to tell you, this is going to be an interesting matchup throughout the day. I like this. It's a close one.
It's a close one. I gotta say, on my end, I'm holding my breath with some of these players. Like, I really hope that I don't get burnt again. I just came from 2 0-point fantasy football players last weekend, and I'm starting some of these football players with not the most amount of confidence, but let's keep our hopes up and hope that this week will be different. On the other end, I think Wayne's team, Super Mario Brothers, has some really strong firepower. I'm gonna say, I'm definitely gonna be keeping an eye on the news to see about Lamar Jackson's health, and maybe the team needs to consider giving him one more week of rest. Hopefully they do the smart thing and they hold him out just one more week.
They might. So. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna pick you, my friend, not just because you're my co-host, but I feel like I feel like it's gonna be, even if Lamar does come back, I'm not 100% sure he's just gonna step right back into where he left off. I think it's gonna take him a game to kind of get up and running again. I know Aaron Rodgers is gonna have a tough game going into Green Bay, but I think he's going to be determined. he's gonna be playing at a super level because he wants the revenge. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't know. I'm going to go with you. I think it's going to be tight. It may even come down to point corrections, stat corrections. But I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with Bark at the Moon for the win.
All right. Same here. Let's see what happens. But good luck to you, Wayne.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Next matchup here. CD's Nuts going up against our first place holder right now, Team Keg, Greg's team. So Matt Dunn sitting in 8th place at 3-4, and Team Keg sitting at 5-2. Looking at these lineups, CJ Stroud going up against Baker Mayfield. And Baker has just been, once again, having another great fantasy football season. He has been great. I had Baker for 2 years in a row. People laughed at me when I drafted him 2 years ago, and I was like, I'm telling you, man, because I remember how he was when he got off the plane, and it was the Rams, right? And he got off the plane right on the field and freaking played. I think was it that or the Chargers, or maybe I think it was the Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah, and he looked great, and then he went to Tampa, and I go, I'm telling you, he's going to be good. I took a chance, and I held on to him for 2 years, and he was great for fantasy for me. Got me into the playoffs 2 years in a row for having Baker Mayfield. So I'm jealous I don't have him again this year. So I think this is a great move, having Baker on the team. Going down the rest here, Devonta Smith, Rome Odunze, Xavier Worthy, Kendrick Bourne, Jalen Waddle, Rashee Rice, who's back again, second game, had a great game last week. Bijan Robinson, who should feast in Miami this weekend. I mean, this is like, If you have Bijan Robinson on your team, you absolutely need to be starting him because he is going to destroy in Miami. This game's going to be, he's going to have a good fantasy game. It's just, I mean, come on. How can he not? Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, who we've been talking about, got to be watched right now. He is playing. He's off the injury report, actually, is saying right now. So he's not on a final injury report, so he will be more than likely playing unless something happens crazy there. Jake Ferguson, Travis Kelce, Kamini Vidal, who he had a great game last night, man. Almost 20 points going up against Rashid Wright. And Spencer Rattler, Daniel Jones, DJ. I'm starting him in the Dirt League this week. Cincy D, New England D. How you feeling? This is also another close one, 152 to 157.
Yeah, this one looks really, really interesting. I think that Dun's team is going to give our league leader right now a really good run for his money. I love the fact that Vidal came out strong on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Put up some nice points, and it just makes the matchup that much more interesting. There was a tight end pickup there, Gadsden, who had a strong game, but was left on the bench. So I think for this matchup, I'm going to lean on the upset. I'm going to lean on the underdog and say that CD's Nuts comes out with the win.
That's what I was thinking about. I mean, the only thing that I'm hung up with is CJ Stroud has not been very good this season from fantasy. And, I mean, Houston's just not a good team. But, he does have, but the Bijan Robinson thing, I feel like he's so poised to have such a good game and put up big fantasy points. I mean, what was it last week? I'm looking at this now. I mean, last week he had 21 points. The week before that in Buffalo, 38. Washington, 26. I mean, going away back to week 1, 25 points in Tampa. I mean, he's been a great fantasy producer, and this is the matchup that you want when you pick up guys like this. This could be a close to. I mean, Jesus, this could be another 38 pointer. So, I like this. I like. I don't know. I feel like. I feel like Dunn may squeak this out, man. It's gonna be tough. Baker going into New Orleans, though, he may have a good game. So that's the other thing that could just offset those points from Bijan. But I'm going to go for it. I'll go for the underdog.
Yeah, it's
I'll go with CD's Nuts.
I will say,
and let's not forget about Daniel Jones going into Tennessee. Team. Yeah, and that's I just wanted to make the point. Let's not forget about Daniel Jones going into Tennessee, who could also feast.
Yeah,
the way he's been playing.
Likely going to do well. The Team Keg has a super strong team, super strong. But
yeah, built
I'm gonna bet on CD's Nuts. I'm gonna go for Dunn for the win.
Yep. All right. Very good. Oh, look at the points he left on the bench too, man.
Yeah, man.
Wow. This is what happens every time. The guy you leave on the bench is the guy that scores the most points. All right, here we go. Last matchup in this league. Grudy McGruden face 9th place versus Keith's Cool Team. So right now projections are in Keith's Cool Team's favor, 142 to 123. Grudy McGruden face right on the bubble here, 3-4. Even though he's staying in 9th place, a win here would leapfrog him and get him closer into that top 5. We got Patty Mahomes going up against Josh Allen. What a matchup here. What a QB matchup. Both favorable matchups for these quarterbacks. Kansas City going into Washington on Monday night, and Josh Allen going into Carolina at 1 o'clock. Man, this could be a shootout.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's gonna be very, very interesting. We just had a trade happen during the show.
We did.
We had Keith's Cool Team just acquired Mac Jones. It looks like he's gonna be starting Mac Jones this weekend, but. Mac Jones just got added. Oh, no. I'm sorry. He's trading away Mac Jones. My bad.
Oh, he's trading away Mac Jones.
Trading away Mac Jones because all right, so check this out. Keith's Cool Team now on the screen has A.J. Brown listed as out and in his starting lineup. So he made the move to acquire Jacoby Myers.
Okay.
Who I'm sure within the next few minutes is going to get added to his starting lineup. So that's going to change the projection. So
I'll do a refresh here, but yeah, I'm sure he will do. Oh, and he may have done it already.
In case he didn't,
he hasn't done. He's got Jacoby Myers. He
in the
traded away
starting lineup?
Jacoby Myers
No, he. I thought he added
because
Jacoby
Jacoby
Myers.
Myers is out and he's on a bye.
Oh, he's on a bye. Right. Okay, so it won't change. Right. Jacoby Myers is on a bye, so it's not going to change his fantasy projection for this week because he's not playing this week anyway. For a minute, I thought that was the move to plug in Myers instead of Brown, but that's not the case. But it's still interesting that it happened right now live as we were talking about it.
No, absolutely. I mean, he's going to have to plug out there. I mean, he's got some options. Obviously, he's got Josh Downs sitting on his bench. That would be a good plug in there because we were just talking about Daniel Jones going into Tennessee. So obviously that would be a good swap out there. Interesting here. I want to go down. Josh has got Chris Moore starting in a wide receiver position here. It looks like he's thin as well, but he's got Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt sitting on the bench.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I would probably make a move here. Although he went with TJ Hawkinson yesterday, started him in the flex, and that didn't do him good. So that would mean he would have to bench Breece Hall or Jalen Warren.
Right. He already started Hawkinson.
He played. Oh, so man, he's a little tough here. So
he went Hawkinson over Bill. That's what he did.
Right. I would have started Bill over Hawkinson for sure, considering. But it's Hawkinson as well. So listen. It happens. He had a bad night.
I see it now. Yeah. I get it. He made his call, and that's what it is.
But Chris Moore only projected right now at 2.68 points. So Josh is either flying with it or he's going to make a last-second trade. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. It's difficult at the wide receiver position. There isn't a lot out there, especially in a three wide out league with full PPR. You know, there aren't a ton of great options with so many buys in a week like this. So. Best of luck to you, Josh. The projection right now is in Keith's cool team's favor, even with AJ Brown in his lineup.
Yeah.
Once he fixes that, he'll probably if we add those 9 points from Josh Downs right now, that puts him at like 151 and change.
Right.
That will definitely make Keith's cool team my pick for this matchup.
Yeah, I hate to not pick Josh on this one, but buddy, you got an uphill battle this week, and the bye week is not helping you any injuries, so. I am going to have to go with Keith's cool team. I think that even the gap there might be too much to overcome. Unless something happens, because anything could happen. But
it's only Friday night. There's plenty of time.
Only Friday night, yeah. It's only Friday night when we're recording this, so lots of time.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of time. All right, so that does it for our picks for the LOEMP League on this. So good luck to everybody in this league. I like that we've got trades happening on the fly as we're on the air. This is great. So good luck to everybody. Have a great game. Let's go on to the other league that Pablo and I are both in. And this is our Dirt League. And this league is, let me get that up. There it is right there. Right now, got a lot of activity going on in this as far as the standings go. And I don't think there are any trades this week in this one now, right?
No, I actually just looked for that. No trades this week.
And you are the commissioner of this league too.
I do have those button clicks. Yeah.
That's right. So
this league,
and this is also a 12-team league and half PPR, right? Or are we full?
Half PPR, also super flex. Only 2 wideouts for these starting lineups, but we do also include kickers and IDPs.
Yes. So there you go. And if you look at these standings for anybody watching on screen here, we definitely have, it's a little bit more of a wider array of team standings here than in LOMP. Sitting at number 1, show me your TDs. The two-time Poop Bowl.
The current two-time. Yes.
Two-time Poop Bowl trophy winner. Is sitting in first place right now.
Yeah, last place 2 seasons in a row, has to hold the trophy, a turd trophy at home. But this year, though, look at him.
Look at it.
7 went by, and he is still in first place. 6 wins, almost flawless.
Leading the
league in points.
Yes, leading the league in points. I love it. I love to see it. It's great. He is no longer a turd. He is shining bright in first place.
It's looking
Followed
good.
by followed by number 2, Ginger Ninja, who also last year was not doing great. Had a nice, got herself out of the toilet bowl because she was kind of there, and then she got herself up, went on a nice win streak. And here she is sitting at number 2, also at 6-1. I love it. This
Yeah,
is great.
on a tear there. She went 6 weeks in a row with wins after coming up with a loss in week 1.
Yeah, absolutely love it. And you, my friend, Uruguay, sitting at number 3. BMF, who was our Sharkbait was a league winner, league winner last year. BMF sitting at number 4 at 4-3. Swift Kick of Love, which is my brother's team, sitting at 4-3 and number 5. Moose Knuckles at number 6 at 3-4, followed by Manja, my team Killer Beers, Prima Doodle Matador, league champ from last year, Sharkbait and 10, Bodie McBoatface at number 11, who, by the way, almost had an undefeated season last year, and now she's sitting at number 11. Crazy how this happens, man. And the Sicilians sitting in last place at 1-6. Right now, these bottom 2 teams are in poop bowl territory, poop bowl contention.
Yeah. And they're in big trouble too because they're 2 games behind 10th place. So that's not fantastic. They really need to put together some wins, make some moves, do what you can, or prepare for the inevitable and maybe look ahead at those schedules to see who you can acquire to be able to defend yourself as best as possible during those consolation bracket weeks where the poop trophy is at stake.
That's right. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at a place to proudly display your poop trophy for the whole world to see when you come into the house and go, "What the heck is that?" Oh, that's the poop trophy I won for being bad at fantasy football.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. So best of luck to those 2 teams.
Yes.
Best of luck to everybody else. Look at the tight pack there at 3 and 4.
Yeah,
We've got 5 teams tied for 3 and 4. One of them in 6th place. So playoff positions.
Yes,
all right there in a tight race.
Yeah, it's really been a very competitive league. In these basically this whole top 10 has really been very competitive. So really been fun. These games have been great. A lot of close games overall. Last week though, there was a big blowout, 159-94. Oof, that was a big one. Moose Knuckles versus Sharkbait. So Pablo, what has Yahoo designated as our game of the week in the Dirt League?
So game of the week for this week is going to be Uruguay, my team, versus Ginger Ninja. This is the second team in the standings versus 3rd place.
All right, look at this. All right, here we go. Number 3 versus number 2. Right now, projections are in Ginger Ninja's favor at 153 to 145, and she has already gotten 31.5 points, 31.50 points on the board. She had Lab McConkey rolling last night, and Will Reichard, the kicker there, as well as Jonathan Greenard, Minnesota linebacker. So just looking back up top, we have Josh Allen going up against Bo Nix. Good quarterback matchup there. Once again, I think all favorable. Josh Allen going into Carolina, Bo Nix going into Dallas. So this is going to be a good matchup, I feel. And you got 1 o'clock and 4:25, which is kind of nice too. Rashi Rice, George Pickens, Drake London. We talked about Lad McConkey, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Rashid Wright, J.K. Dobbins, Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry. Of course, we look down Jalen Warren, Chris Olave, Michael Penix, and Aaron Rodgers in the Superflex. And then our D's, I'll look at that. Cincinnati and New Orleans, I'll look at those. And so there you go. Get Yahoo's game of the week. Well, I already know what Pablo is picking.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm really nervous. I think the Ginger's team, the Ninja's team is incredibly strong.
She's got stacked, man.
Jonathan Taylor's been on such a tear this year, and he's playing a defense that's just butter. He's going into Tennessee, playing Tennessee at home actually, and I'm really fearful for this man because he's more than likely going to put up another monster week. But it is what it is. You know, you got to face the best of the best, and if you want to win the league, you got to come out with a win yourself. Let's see what happens. I'm optimistic about my team, but I know I'm definitely the underdog this week.
Yeah, well, hopefully Michael Penix going into Miami will also be a good boost to you too, because Miami is bad. So hopefully that matchup will favor some good. I mean, I guess they could decide to run the ball a lot, but hopefully Penix will be able to hit some good targets.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
But overall, two good teams. Best of luck to you, Heather.
Yeah, very good. All right, so you're picking Uruguay. I think that I might have to go with Ginger Ninja on this one. I want to see you pull this one out, but I think Ginger Ninja may just have too much firepower for you this week. But best of luck to you, my friend.
Thank you. She certainly does.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the one right after you here. Moose Knuckles, number 6 going against number 12, the Sicilians. Right now, Moose Knuckles is favored 152 to 117, and boy, oh boy, we just talked about it. The Sicilians desperately need a win here. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to happen this week. Right now, she has Brock Purdy in her starting lineup, who's out, so she hasn't made a switch there yet. I don't know if she can make a switch because I don't know who she has. I'm looking at her bench. I mean, she's got Bryce Young, who's also out.
She has a quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Yep, there she is. Okay. I see it now. Dylan Gabriel. So she can make a switch there.
Yep. They could.
May not be enough, though. But, I mean, we got Lamar Jackson on either side, Stephon Diggs, Cortland Sutton, Tez Johnson, who we've been talking about. Funny to see low projections for Tez Johnson, considering he is really, honestly, he is the number 2 go-to there in Tampa. From fantasy perspective, I expect he's going to have a good game against New Orleans. Michael Pittman in there. We see CMC going up against Scatterbo. Scatterbo low projections, but I got a feeling that's going to not be really indicative of what's going to happen. James Cook, Isaiah Pacheco, Aronde Gradson, the tight end from the Chargers, having a great night. We talked about that. 77 yards. 1 reception touchdown. So going up against Tucker Kraft, Ramondre Stevenson, CeeDee Lamb. And we were talking about that super flex, Marcus Mariota. And she has Dylan Gabriel going, who she'll probably swap. She's going to make a swap, I'm sure, when she gets to it. But and Houston D going against Philly D. So right now, in Moose Knuckles' favor. For sure. Yeah, in the way this is set up. And I just think Moose Knuckles is going to stay and probably go for the win. But Tina desperately needs a win, so anything could happen. But it's going to be really, really tough to pull a win out here.
It is. Yeah, for sure. Already had a big production from the tight end that was not projected that great, but he got 15 points yesterday. So yeah. I do think this is obviously heavily favored in Moose Knuckles' way, and he's going to be my pick for this week.
Yep, I think that's a solid pick. And sorry, Tina, I would love to pick you. I want to see you win. I don't want to see you have the poop trophy, but I got to call it like I see it. All right, so going up next, Manja going up against Bodie McBoatface, another team that desperately needs a win. Both teams super low projections, 118 to 116. Right now, Manja has an empty running back spot, so she hasn't made a swap there yet. But looking at the quarterbacks, Caleb Williams going up against Jackson Dart. We've been talking about this all night. Jackson Dart, it's like a must start. Caleb Williams, I don't think she has another choice. If I'm looking, and she also has another empty spot too. So she still has some moves to make to fill in some empty spots. She has Cam Ward on her bench.
Running back. Yeah, does not have an active running back on her roster to fill in that second running back spot. I was actually just talking to her about this earlier. Is definitely looking to make a move, open to any trade opportunities, but otherwise looking at the waiver wire to see what you can do there. I'm sure that spot will be filled out, like you said too. Also, a linebacker is empty there, so that's another spot that she'll need to look at.
Yeah, so I don't know. Make sure you're checking your phone there, Viv. Maybe incoming trade tonight. So, all right, very good. Well, hey, look, I like these lineups though. I mean, I think when she fills some spots, as I'll probably tilt a little bit more into her favor. Also, when you look at Pam's team here, DK Metcalf, Khalil Shakir. Should Jordan Mason go last night? Didn't have a very good game. We talked about that. She's got Bijan. We were talking about this. To me, this has got the potential for explosive points. The whole Bijan going into Miami. Of course, she's also rolling with Bill and Chuba. And she's got in her, Chuba's in her super flex spot. So there's a lot of there. This is close, and I think Viv will get the projections on Manja's side. But I might pick Pam on this one. Only due to the Bijan Robinson thing.
Yeah, I want to say, Viv's team has 2 quarterbacks, and she's going to fill out those other spots. That's going to give her even more of an advantage. But I really like Dart. I love Bijan for this week. Well, I mean, I love Bijan always, but especially this week. And Metcalf, Shakir, strong plays. I'm having a hard time picking against Bodie this week. I think her team might sneak out an underdog win.
I do too. I think she's gonna. So I'm picking Bodie on this one. I'm gonna pick Bodie McBoatface on the win.
All right, same here.
Sorry, Viv.
I'm gonna pick Bodie for the win.
Yep. All right. Primadolas Matador going up against a Swift Kick of Love. 3 and 4 going up against 4 and 3. So number 9 versus number 5. Right now, brother projected with a slim margin, 130 to 126. We got Patty Mahomes going up against Drake May. Drake May going into Cleveland. We've talked about Patty Mahomes a bunch of times already going to Washington. Great matchup for him. I think Drake May is going to have a tough time in Cleveland. I don't know. I think New England will win that game, but I think he's going to have a tough night. That's just my feeling on it. I think he's going to have a tough day.
Yeah, probably. He's been doing great, though. So
he has been.
Put it past him, but it is a tough defense to play against Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to have a big day. That's all. I think he'll do fine, but I don't know if he's going to have a bigger day than Patrick Mahomes. I like Tet McMillan, and you got the Red Rocket throwing him to him. So this is like kind of a little bit, it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure that'll be obviously Andy Dalton's big target there. Breece Hall right now, this is the one thing, he is questionable with a knee, something going on with his knee. So that's going to have to be something that's going to have to be watched by Prima. Because you never know. Could be a game time thing. So it's a 1:00 game. So he should be checking that. Also, DeAndre Swift also questionable with a groin injury. So he's questionable as well. So both sides, both their starting QB running backs have questions. So all have to be watched. And then we went into, let's just go down to our super flex. CJ Stroud, Tua. Oh, Tua. It's hard for me to trust Tua in any situation. I think my brother's got to start him. He doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have another quarterback to put in that super flex. He could maybe start Chase Brown, who might get more points than Tua. But
I think that I would definitely not want to be having to start Tua after a couple of bad weeks and another difficult matchup going into Atlanta that won't be easy.
No,
but it is a super flex league, and there are really not a lot of choices with so many buys. So if I'm looking at your brother's team, he does have Chase Brown on his bench, so he's got really good skill.
That's what I'm saying.
Players and other options.
I might swap Tua out and throw Chase Brown in there because it's so hard for me to trust Tua.
Yeah, the upside for Tua would be a lot greater because he is a quarterback, but it's just been so bad. It's hard to fathom that, but I don't know. I might stick with Tua, but there's a high likelihood you're going to get burnt there again.
Yeah. So who are you picking for this one, my friend?
So for this one, it's a super close one. I think that in this case, I'm going to go with Prima de los Matador for the win. But I do think it'll be very, very close.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is going to go back and forth throughout the day. But I'm going to say I think Swift Pick of Love may squeak this one out. Okay. Even with Drake May having a tough day. It'll be interesting to watch. I like that he's got Buka on his team too, because I think Buka's going to have a good day in New Orleans.
He absolutely should. Yeah, barring any health concerns, he
Right.
should definitely have a lot of open field to run with. Now
Yep.
that Mike Evans is out, Godwin's probably will still be out again.
Yep.
So
He's
like
still not
Puka is
playing. He's
the main reference.
Yep, absolutely. So, all right, guys. Let's see. We got two more left here. Shark bait going in. Shark bait versus BMF. So our league champ, who's now sitting in 10th place right now at 3-4, going up against 4-3 BMF Ruben's team, and sitting in 4th place. Justin Herbert. He's got him as his starting QB. Shark bait, and had a great night. 30 points puts up. So great start to the weekend. But still currently not projected to win. He's got a projected of 122 to 125. Not a large gap, but projected to not win. On the other side here, on BMF, he's got Jordan Love, and he also has Justin Jefferson, Romeo Dunza, Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, Jacob Ferguson, and going up against Rashid Shaheed, Keon Coleman, Tyrone Tracy, who I also picked up in another league because I was like, he's out there, I'm going to get him just in case. Isaiah Davis, Travis Kelce, Jalen Waddle, who we've talked about. And boy, oh boy, Justin Fields, Yahoo projections, 2.6 points. And Joe Flacco, 16.38. Wacko for Flacco going into the Jets. He has still not, as of right now, has not decided if he's starting Aaron Glenn there. So we do not know if Justin Fields is the starter in New York or not.
No,
So
he
interesting
does have Tyrod
development.
on his bench.
He does, which is good. Tyrod did get hurt though, so I don't know. He
I think
was
that's
limited
Tyrod is
with his
questionable.
knee. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. He may just be forced to play if Tyrod can't play. But anyway, we've talked about that enough today. We got 125 to 122. What do you think, my friend? Who's coming out? This is going to be tight.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look pretty for either team, but I want to say I like BMF's chances a little bit more.
Yeah, me too.
The fact that Sharpbait is so limited with his running backs. I mean, look, having to start Tyron Tracy and Isaiah Davis is not necessarily what you would want. Now, there's a path there for better success. If Brees Hall's injury is more than we expect, and he doesn't get a lot of reps, then maybe Isaiah Davis is in line for a
Right.
much bigger day than his projections say. But right now, the way things sit, I'm going to pick Rubinsky's team, BMF, for the win this week.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go the same way. I mean, I just feel like he's got a little bit more upside here on his roster, especially with the super flex kind of being like what it sort of is in limbo and all that. So I'm just going to go on. The Jets will probably start Justin Fields, but I think he's going to have a really tough day. And I like Flacco going in there. I think Flacco is gonna cut it up for sure. So there's a lot of there's this upside. There's enough upside for me to feel comfortable picking BMF to come out victorious in this instance. All right, one last game here to review, guys. The Killer Bears, my team, had a devastating loss last week that I thought for sure I was going to win that game. So I slipped out of the playoff position, and I'm now in 8th place at 3-4, going up against first place, 6-1. Show me your TDs. I was a former 2-time winner of the Poop Trophy. We're going neck and neck. It's going to be a good one. Right now, I'm projected at 120 to his 136. And looking at these rosters, man, I've got some stuff going on. I do have Daniel Jones starting. He's got Jalen Hurts. I've got Jamar Chase, who I'm hoping has a nice big day against the Jets. He had Keenan Allen run, who didn't have a big day yesterday for him, and I was kind of happy that didn't happen. 44 yards there, and helped only 6 points. I am starting Malik Washington. I'm not excited about it. I'm kind of thin, so you'll see I'm thin in some spots. Xavier Worthy, Devon Achane, I've got rolling, Javonte Williams. This is the one that I picked up Emmanuel Wilson because we all got the Josh Jacobs potentially not starting, but he is starting as of now, so I may be making a move and dropping him out. I don't know. I got to figure something out here. Zach Ertz, I started. Jawan Johnson. Rashad Bateman. I started him hoping that Lamar is going to play because he's been on my bench all season long. Have not started him. I did pick up Alec Pierce because I am rolling with DJ this week, so I'm hoping that pays off. But of course, that's in my super flex, and I'm going up against Baker. So I don't know. I got an uphill battle, man. I did start Atlanta over to Miami. I just started Atlanta D over Miami, but then of course he started Indianapolis over Tennessee. So
Yeah, offset that.
So man, I mean it's tough. I mean, if this wasn't my team and I wasn't the manager, I'd be picking show me your TDs easily on this one. It's tough. I got an uphill battle. I got a lot of guys out this week.
Yeah, it doesn't look easy for you. I would say that it might still catch a lucky break and things might go your way, but show me your touchdowns has been tearing it up this season, and he's got strong quarterback play. He's got strong skill positions players in other areas as well. So for me, it'll definitely be show me your TDs for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, best of luck to you, my friend. It's only Friday night, plenty of time to make some deals and to find other options for running back if it is that Josh Jacobs plays, which is trending towards that direction right now.
Yep, absolutely. So, like I said, if I wasn't a manager of this team, I'd be picking the other way. But because I am the manager of this team, and I'm going to give myself some hope and dreams and positivity, I'm going to pick myself for the miracle win.
Very good.
So I don't slide further down the standings.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, hey, that does all our picks. Wow. Woo. Got all the picks in this time. Really excited though. We're in week 8. So as we've been saying, don't give up, never surrender. There's still moves to make. And depending on your league, if you have a penalty for, coming in last place, well, then you definitely got some motivation to stay out of last place. For sure. You don't want to poop
plenty
trophy.
Of football left. We just passed the halfway mark, so there's plenty of football left for those teams. Even in this league, we were just looking at that went 1-6 so far. They could go 6-1 the rest of the way. You never know.
Right. Exactly. You never know. So keep playing, guys. Look for those trades. Look for ways to better your team. Package things up. Just because you have that one big player and you're holding on to him, start looking at it differently. That one big player could actually get you maybe three really good players. So think about it smart. Don't get so emotionally attached to that one good player that you have. That one could turn into 3, maybe even 4 if you're really crafty.
Good luck to you on that, and good luck to everybody out there. Chris, any final words for this Friday night?
Everybody have a great weekend. Have fun. Weather's gonna be nice fall weather. Make sure you get outside, enjoy the day. But look at those trades. Check your lineups before you go in. I don't think we don't have a European game. We don't have a Europe game this weekend, so no, I don't think anybody has to worry about getting up at 9:30 in the morning. So you should be good. We have 6 teams on bye this week, so a little less football than normal.
A little less. But yeah,
and I don't think we have a doubleheader on Monday either, so that's actually nice.
Those were tough, especially this last one ended up later than usual. For us East Coast folks.
Forget it.
Those late games are tough, but I do like. I know that on the West Coast, they deal with a lot of challenges with schedule.
Yeah.
So this one went in their favor. But yeah, this week not so many games, so everybody will get to enjoy it at somewhat decent time. Yeah. Good luck to everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Happy week 8, and may the best fantasy football managers win.
That's right. All right, everybody. Take care, and we will see you on next episode of the Touchdown Talk. Make sure, real quick, but you hit the follow button wherever you're listening to us on podcasts. Hit that subscribe button over on YouTube, the like button, the share button, all that stuff. Do all the things so that way you get notified when we go live, which is normally on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Of course, we did this a little early because I got some stuff happening this weekend. So hopefully you're probably listening to this in the future, but still head over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button because you'll be able to watch this right there on YouTube and anywhere you get podcasts. All right, guys. We will see you soon. Take care of an awesome weekend.